What's going on, friends? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jordan Brown, hopefully your future Austin area realtor. I've been doing a ton of content on my channel. Lately, it's been a lot of walkthroughs showing you different price points in different cities around Austin area. And today, I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I'm ready to have some fun. I am going to rank Austin and the surrounding cities based on what my opinion of them is. Would I live there? Wouldn't I? It's really cool. It's in a little tiered list. I'm excited to get this one going. If you agree with me, if you don't agree with me, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I upload new content every single week related to the Austin area news with real estate, everything going on. If you want to stay in touch, that's the way to do so. And if by chance you're in the market to buy or sell real estate here in the Central Texas area, I would love to be a resource for you. My contact information is in the description below. Let's have some fun. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this. So I've got this tier maker here. And it's got the popular, split up Austin into two different areas. I did North Austin and South Austin, and I'll kind of explain why a little bit later. Austin is just a really big city, and there's certain parts I like and certain parts I don't like. So let's get into it. First one, this is kind of cool. So I made it to where the categories are in order from best to worst. It's the best, meaning it's the place that I would recommend you look into. It's kind of the goal for people who are here in the area that I'd recommend living here. Second one is gonna be I'd be happy living there. You know, above average, we'll say that. And then it's okay. You know, that's kind of the medium tier that we're going with. Step below that is gonna be a no from me, dog. Shout out Randy Jackson. And then the very last tier, I'm hoping not to put anyone here, but you gotta stay tuned. It's gonna be, you couldn't pay me to live there. And I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, there's some that are going there. So let's dive into it. My first one is Elgin, Texas. So if you don't know where Elgin is or much about it, it is like an extreme East Austin. So there's like one highway from Austin to Elgin, you pass Manor there, and man, there's just not a lot out there. I will say home prices out there are a lot cheaper. Builders are starting to develop more properties out there. So you know, it could be something. But for now, you couldn't pay me to live in Elgin, Texas. I'm just gonna say it. It's too far. It's too far from everything. There's not enough out there. Elgin, I'm sorry to do you dirty like that, but it is what it is. Next, we've got Hutto, Texas. Hutto, if you didn't know, there's a hippo. There's a big story behind why Hutto is so proud of the hippos. Hutto used to be farmland, like nothing but farmland up until about 5 years ago, and then it just started getting really developed. I'm gonna throw Hutto a step above Elgin, and it's gonna be a no from me, dog. I think it'll get there. I think it'll move up into an it's okay. It's gonna take a while, and that's all right. But for now, it's gonna be a no from me. Next, we got Kyle, Texas. So Kyle is a just beyond South Austin. You hit 35 and you go down, you pass Buda to get to Kyle. And Kyle's pretty cool. They've got a lot to do out there. They have the Evo or EVO out there. They've got Cabela's. They've got some good restaurants there. So Kyle is gonna be, it's okay for me. Here's why. I'm not typically a fan of the South Austin area, which you might see pretty prevalent here in the tier list. But if I was to choose out of everywhere in South Austin, Kyle's probably like my top pick. I'd say that's a safe assumption there. Got good stuff to do, some shopping, and like I said, they've got some entertainment there as well. It's not like you're just out in the middle of nowhere. You are a little bit, but it's growing. Same thing, lots of development going on. So Kyle's got some cool stuff going, and they actually just had Elon Musk just bought or is looking to buy a bunch of land for Tesla over in Kyle. Don't know what they're going to do with it yet, but super exciting. So then we got Buda. So Buda is, if you're going south of Austin, you pass Buda to get into Kyle. They have, I believe it's called Buda Mill Co. out there, which is like their really cool new renovated place. It's got shopping, dining, cool place to hang out. They do like hot yoga out there, which you wouldn't expect in somewhere really rural like Buda. It's still gonna be a no from me, dog. Still gonna be a no. Not quite there yet. It's very, very rural, which I grew up in. I don't have a problem with the areas like that, but for me, as in my personal experience and where I'm at in life, I'm trying to be in the mix of things while still having some privacy. And Buda, you got plenty of privacy, not so much things to do. You got that one little area, and that's about it. Liberty Hill. So Liberty Hill is a North Austin city. And you know what? Liberty Hill's going in. I'd be happy living there. It's got a Starbucks. For a small city, it's got a Starbucks. There's tons of development going along 29. Tons of buildings popping up, businesses going out there. And it's still small enough that I think you can get that real small town feel without feeling like you just got gentrified to hell, you know? So Liberty Hill is very cool. I like that they do like market days out there. They've got some good local places. It's very small. It's very small. So, you know, you're not going to have HEB right there, but you're close enough. You're within like a 15-minute drive of 2 HEBs. So it's still really convenient. I can see myself living there. Easy, easy. Then we got Round Rock, Texas. So I believe it was the Today Show actually announced that, or made it to where Round Rock was the #1 city to live in all of the US this year. Do I agree with them? I do. I'm putting Round Rock in the best. You've got Round Rock Donuts. You've got the outlets over there. Tons of dining, shopping, things to do. You got Kalahari, the world's largest indoor water park is out there. Super cool. There's tons of stuff to do. In my opinion, it's got plenty of opportunity to grow even still. And I wonder how, you know, the recent crowning of being the best city to live in America is going to affect Round Rock. I'm excited to see what it does. I love going there. It's super cool. It has that, you know, like very friendly atmosphere. I don't know what it is, but like when I go to Round Rock, everyone's in a good mood, you know, other than if you're hitting Highway 35, but everyone's mad when they're on 35, right? Round Rock's super cool. I'm gonna put it up there in the top tier. Easy. Leander, Texas. This is where I live. So when you're watching this, you're probably thinking Jordan's gonna put this in the best because he lives there. Why wouldn't I, right? I like Leander. I really do. I love living here. I bought in 2018, and I've watched this city go through explosive growth. I had just mentioned that Round Rock was the #1 place to live in 2023. Leander was the 2021 fastest growing Texas city. So there was a lot of interest here, and I think that's evident when you go up and down 183. You see the development that's happening here. You see, you know, they've got North Line, which is a 116-acre development. If you're familiar with the Domain in North Austin, it's like a mini Domain that's going to be in the midst and serve as the downtown district of Leander. And I'm super excited for that. But that's down the road. It is not there just yet to be on the best list. And it's more than okay. It's got great school districts. I do love the local places that are here, like Thirsty Chicken, Shark's Burger. It's got the HEB. It's got all the conveniences that you could want. Home prices are still moderate compared to the surrounding areas. I'm putting Leander in. I'd be happy living there because I am. I am very happy living in Leander, Texas. So moving on, we've got North Austin. Again, I split north and south because I feel differently about those locations. So when I think North Austin, I think of the Domain, I think of like Anderson Mill area, and that's gonna go, I'd be happy living there. It's still Austin, the thing that keeps it from being the best for me is the traffic. I think in the mornings, I remember I used to live in North Austin a few years back around 2015 before we had bought in Leander, and the traffic in the morning was disgusting. It was awful. And I remember being like, and that was before the big boom, right? Before everyone moved here. So I can't imagine what it's like right now. Luckily, most mornings I don't have to travel through North Austin as a realtor right now. I get to we can kind of pick around it when it's not peak hours. Like, oh yeah, we can go show at 10 a.m. when everyone's at work. But still, tons of stuff to do. You talk about entertainment. I think just immediately in that area, you got like pinballs, main event, the domain for nightlife, the shopping aspect of it, super cool. I love North Austin. It's definitely I'd be happy living there. The only drawback is going to be just the sheer amount of people that are there, in my opinion. Pflugerville, Texas. I don't know if you're new to this channel, you may not have seen my rants about Pflugerville infrastructure. Their roads are freaking awful. Even the ones that are developed, like that don't have the craters in them and are able to be traveled on, they're laid out so weird. I don't know what it is that Pflugerville was thinking when they made this layout. It's terrible. And if you've never been there, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But every time I drive on one of their roads, I feel like I'm gonna misalign, like my alignment on my car is gonna get completely wrecked. It's terrible, and I shouldn't feel that way in a modern city, right? But it does have, we did a video on it a while back. It's got nice coffee shops. It's got things to do. Not as many things to do as like a Round Rock or North Austin. So I'm gonna go with, it's gonna be a no from me, dog, on Pflugerville. Those roads, I can't get over it. I just can't. I'm sorry. And I know people that, I've sold homes in Pflugerville. I know people who live in Pflugerville and they like it. Not for me, personally. Cedar Park. Cedar Park has things like the Field House, which is, and the Crossover, which is really sick. It's a huge sporting complex that has a gym. It's got 2 Olympic-sized indoor hockey rinks, IV bar, and then the outside, the Field House, is an outdoor bar venue where you can take the kids on a weekend night. We've watched some 90s cover bands out there, had a really great time. The HEB Center is in there. They've got tons of national tours that come through, whether it's, they've also got the Austin Spurs for the G League basketball. They've got the Texas Stars, who are the Dallas Stars NHL affiliate. So that's really cool. Cedar Park also has Whitestone, also called 1431, also known as 1890 Ranch. And it's just the biggest stretch of food and shopping. And I often, as a resident of Leander, I often find myself going to Cedar Park to get these things and then bringing it back to Leander. So Cedar Park's gonna be in the best for me. I love Cedar Park. I think the houses are really cool. You don't see a whole lot of new development there, unfortunately, just because it's so full. They're building some townhomes in Cedar Park, and that's about, other than a custom build, that's about as new as you're gonna get. But for everything you want as a young person and like a safe community and somewhere that has entertainment options for days, Cedar Park is top of my list. Next up is Lago Vista. Lago Vista, you're on the lake, you're in the hill country, and for a lot of people, that's enough to put it in the best. But this is Jordan Brown's list. And Jordan Brown is not a fan of the lack of anything convenient in Lago Vista. They don't have like an HEB or anything like that. I feel like you have to drive into Cedar Park to get stuff that you shouldn't have to travel 30 minutes for. I also got pulled over once in Lago Vista, and they have the craziest entry into their city where the speed drops 15 miles per hour downward on a hill, and the cops feed on that, which I think is awful. Lago Vista is going to go under it's okay. You know, it's too much of an obstacle to say that I'd be happy living there. Other than it's right on the lake. Like that's the one thing. That's like the big plus that's making me not put it in. It's going to be a no from me. So being right near the lake, balanced with the inconvenience of its location, it's got okay home prices. It's okay. I think that's fair. Next up, we've got Jarrell. One of my first listings ever getting into real estate was out in Jarrell, Texas. Jarrell has a McDonald's, and that's about it. They have a huge community, the Sonterra community, and a few other ones being built right now. But honestly, it's a little too far up, a little too far north for me. It's past Georgetown. You know, from where I live right now, it's probably like a 20 to 30 minute drive north. Not the biggest fan of Jarrell. It's the most affordable housing in the area, I'll say it that way, and rightfully so. There's not shit out there. You could not pay me to live in Jarrell, Texas. I've thought about it before. I was tempted whenever interest rates were low, you know, to lock in with a builder and build like this incredible home in Jarrell. There's no point at all. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Sorry to all my Jarrell friends. South Austin. I told you North Austin, I'd be happy living there. South Austin, I'm throwing like Central Austin in there, like downtown Austin into South. Trash. I hate it. I like going to visit for a day, but we are talking about living in this place. And I cannot freaking imagine living in South Austin. Between the way that, you know, we go down there to record a podcast called the Real Estate Virgins Podcast. If you haven't heard it, check it out. We go down there on 5th Street, which is right in the mix of things, once a week, and that for an hour, and that's my fill of Central Austin and South. I can't get behind it. To me, it's a little, the gentrification is crazy. It's causing problems, and there's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of cool places to go. To me, it's not enough to make me want to go visit Central, downtown, South Austin. It's just not. So for me, it's gonna be a no from me, dog. I wouldn't say that you couldn't pay me to live there because, you know, if you paid me a modest salary, I'd think about it, if I'm being honest. Manor, Texas. So Manor is another East Austin. It's between Austin and Elgin. Just sold some of my best friends a house out there. And the biggest thing that I was telling them was you gotta think about the traffic. And I wanted them to go out there and see for themselves how it was before they bought. And it's a okay area. It's got you know, ample amount of stuff to eat and to, you know, convenience wise. But the traffic, oh my God, that one highway that everyone comes in and out of at peak hours makes me want to rip my hair out. It's that bad. I wish I was exaggerating. I think anyone that you asked to review, honestly, Manor, Texas, they would say this. I'm gonna put Manor under. If I'm putting Hutto and Buda at it's a no for me, Manor's going there as well. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm sorry. To my clients that just bought there, love you guys. I wish you were up in Leander or Liberty Hill, but you know, it is what it is. Last one. This has been a lot of fun. I hope that you guys enjoy this. For this last pick, we got Georgetown, Texas. Georgetown, Texas has Southwest University. They have they have Sun City, which is the 3rd largest retirement community in the U.S. And I used to work out there for a telecom company for a few years. And so I got very familiar with that area. And I'll tell you this, parts of Georgetown are absolutely breathtaking. I loved Wolf Ranch. Wolf Ranch is an incredible community there. They also have this one central spot for all your dining, shopping needs that you want. Decent pricing too for houses. My first buyer client that I helped bought in Georgetown before the pandemic, and I think, I mean, they love it. I love being out there. I think the people are really nice. I'm going to put this one, I'm going to put Georgetown, and I'd be happy living there. I think that's a good, safe bet there. What makes it not the best to me? Honestly, lots of old people. I'm just keeping it real, guys. I got my fill of it. Sun City, they can't drive. They're crazy. They don't understand technology. It's a little, that's the retractor for me. But otherwise, they have this really great place called The Yard, which is a milkshake bar. It's really close to Round Rock, which is in my the best category. By proximity, it's a really great location. I love how friendly the people are. It's got the conveniences, and not a high crime area, anything like that. Safe. I'd feel perfectly comfortable raising a family there. And so there you have it. There is my list of my favorite, from best to worst, how I feel about Austin and the surrounding areas. I'd love to know what you thought about this list. What do you agree with? What don't you? Let me know in the comments. Again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This was a blast to do. I might be making more content like this. We'll see. Depends on how much love you give in the video. So hit a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought. Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon.